Introverts of Reddit, what is something that extroverts don't understand that you wish they did about you being an introvert? I'm not lonely when I'm alone. In fact, the most lonely I've been is with other people around. This, specifically third wheeling. Introversion is not social anxiety, and I think that's something I wish a lot of self-described introverts understood too. Just because I like having alone time doesn't mean I never want to go out or socialize. I just don't like doing it as often or in the same way that other more extroverted people do. Exactly. I love going to concerts and music festivals, but I also love not having to interact with people for an entire weekend. It's all about balance. I personally don't understand why people need to have something to do / go to every weekend. I'm not socially anxious, nor am I shy. I just don't have anything to say, so I don't. I just don't have anything to say. This is like my catchphrase at work. My manager is always asking me why I'm so quiet. It's been 3 years. I just don't have anything to say, Rose. I absolutely need my alone time to recharge. This is insanely true, man. After I go to a party or do a lot of socializing, I'm basically a living zombie for a good 24 hours. Haha. I can handle 2 to 3 people if the environment is quiet. I don't do crowds or loud places. Invite me to hang at your place, out for dinner, or to a movie. It's dark and I don't have to talk. Don't be insulted if I don't want to go bar hopping with 54 of your closest friends. My mom is nearly 60 and she still likes going to bars 4 or 5 nights a week. She doesn't drink, she just came from a biker lifestyle and that's just what she does. She's that salty tough as F old biker chick. She thinks I have autism or a mental disorder because I don't like bars or parties. I'm working on teaching her I'm a social. I'm not anxious or afraid of social interaction. I'm a combat veteran, but it's not PTSD. It's just I'd rather hang out alone. I tell her it's like my going out is the movies, or a museum, or a planetarium. Places where people are quiet and don't bother me. I'm the kinda guy where it's like the dad on Stranger Things. Nothing bothers me, and I don't get overly upset or overly excited about stuff. I can enjoy things, but I don't need loud sounds and partying in order to recharge after the work week. The reason I like going to the movies is because they turn the lights down and no one is allowed to bother me. I just wanna beach a laugh, bruh. I just share because I had to move to Texas and be a private at-home caregiver for her, my grandmother and my brother who does have autism. She needs to go to the bar to have her fun times. My fun times is doing maintenance on the house, repairing the electrical, going hiking alone, and reading my books. I'm not afraid or anxious around other people. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I just, kinda, nothing it. But yeah, I getcha. I prefer to eat alone at lunch breaks at work. I don't want to sit with so many people together. But that doesn't mean that I don't like my colleagues. I just need that time for me, and I don't like big groups. We can go in a group of 2 or 3 people. More is too much for me. Oh good one. It seems really hard for many coworkers to grasp this. I worked, disabled now, 12H shifts 7D/WK and OFC. I wanted a break from my crewmates once in a while. So I'd sit alone in the cafeteria or at a table of people from another trade. If it was too crowded to sit alone, my crewmates would gossip about this as if it was problematic or weird that I didn't want to spend every waking moment with them. I failed to understand how they failed to understand. I don't even talk with my spouse or bestie for 12H plus. Why would I wanna talk to some randomly assigned work partner that much? But just because I want a half hour of alone time, that shouldn't start some feud. Can't we be chummy while we work, but pause it during breaks? Extra suckage points when they force themselves into your break time when you're reading or listening to music and obviously not available. You're so quiet. Say something. Look, I have nothing to add to the conversation, and I effing despise being put on the spot like that. I'm finally at the age and comfort level to retort with why do you talk so much? Shut up. Hasn't happened yet, but it will. I don't want to be alone, because I hate you / am bored of you. I just need some time to relax and chill. It genuinely has nothing to do with you as a person. I just really need to relax and recharge. I wish I could get my so to understand this. I mean, he gives me my alone time, but he always apologizes for being so annoying and babbling like an idiot. Those are his words, not mine. I keep trying to tell him he's not annoying me. I just need to be alone for a while. If I could pause time and talk to him for 20 hours and then still get a little alone time, I would, but there's just not enough time for that. I appreciate that he still gives me my time, but I feel so guilty that he thinks he's getting on my nerves. I don't mind being around people. I just like to listen and watch. Don't take my silence as a negative. When I hit my limit with people, I need to be alone to recharge. Being an introvert or an extrovert is about what gives you energy. I can be outgoing and an introvert. Yes, I'm an outgoing introvert. Part of it is my job, and part of it is that I really do like people. But after a lot of people, or a few extroverts, or one new person, I have got to recharge. Recharging means being alone. Being with my wife usually is enough. Sometimes I need to be more alone than that. And usually when I'm emotionally exhausted, I can't make decisions. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, and I drop everything I look at on the DN floor, all of which make me angry, which makes it all worse. Introversion is not shyness, nor is it anxiety, nor is it necessarily always avoiding everyone. It's all about the batteries, and what charges them, and what depletes them. I have fun in a small group, but when everyone decides to go somewhere with a long queue or waiting time, implying that it is busy and loud wherever it is, I just go home, because they literally chose to do something that makes me miserable. I'm not quiet about the kinds of things I go out to do and don't expect them to think about only me when it's a group. But I also feel like they are ridiculous to act offended when I decide to go home when the vibe changes. For instance, our favorite brewery is closed. Let's go to the club then to avoid putting myself in a stressful situation, which will make me cranky at best and downright paranoid, tired, feeling nauseous, most likely. When they start talking about going to city centers, I'm immediately thinking about my PJs. I mean, imagine having a cat and being like, let's go get catnip, cat. Then the catnip store is close, and everyone is like, now let's take turns throwing each other in pools of water. No one would judge the cat for noping out of that. If we don't text you or avoid you in public, it's not necessarily because we don't like you or find you annoying. I'm not saying that's impossible, but for me, it's often because conversation with people in general can be quite exhausting if it becomes too much, and in general, I'm not much of a talker. Conversing in general is something we can't do too much. We need a lot of me time. Please be understanding. We are not crazy about pleasantries, but we are grateful to be able to count on you in social contexts. We know how to activate our extrovert side when necessary. Except that for us it's exhausting. Before socializing we must prepare ourselves mentally, so try not to reserve last minute surprises. Once the limit is reached, we may feel the need to leave a party or event as soon as possible. For us, spending time alone is a necessity. We can't help it. Please do not force us to make new friends. We will do it our way, with our times. We are not lazy or boring just because we need to stay home for one night. And if we don't want to go out, do it without us. We'll be fine at home. If we are silent, don't worry, it doesn't mean we are crazy. It's not that I don't like you, or I don't like my family, but socializing is work for me, not play. It's not relaxing. It doesn't help me stop worrying. Quite the opposite. When we are having a bad day, or are under stress, or upset about something, we just want to be left alone. Encouraging us to open up is really not going to help. When we are ready to come to you, we will, but until then, please just back off. Extroverts don't seem to get that I'm more okay with cracking open a beer and having a quiet conversation at home than I'm with going to an overpriced nightclub where we have to shout just to hear each other. There are two kinds of people. Those who see silence as something to enjoy. Those who see silence as an invitation to start talking. I like quiet times. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.